Time to check in with our lizard overlords. What are they up to? Well, this.
Is this the worst hour now?
Are we done our first hour?
Yeah, we're into our worst hour now.
Keep your expectations of this episode low. Starting the worst hour now, I feel like we've crossed into like maybe not great content hour.
Welcome to our worst hour.
I thought you said there was questions.
Oh yeah, we got questions. Should we
Mike
jump right into those?
Mike is on drugs and sick. I think we should jump into the questions. Absolutely.
Yeah, this might take us the rest of the way. There's quite a few questions here.
Well, you have to leave at 7, right?
Yeah, I got to be out just before 7.
Just before 7. We'll remind you.
Michael.McKinnon Equipment. Instead of rating quotes 1 to 5, can't use 3. Why not just rate them 1 to 4? It wouldn't be as fun, I think.
So Mike installs my tilt rotators, and I've got him on speed dial for anything machinery related. So he's not a dumb guy by any means. Could be onto something.
Well, I think though that when you started saying you can't rate things 3, I think that you pick 3 when you don't know whether it's harder to rate things when you can't pick 3.
Yeah. I actually came from another podcaster. He has talked about doing a 1 to 10. He asks people to rate a book if he's going to read a book, 1 to 10, but you can't use 7. I just dumbed it down for us because it less options. But 7 is just like a safe choice that everybody seems to choose. And
like 3.
I thought 3 was that safe choice, 1 to 5. So
I agree. It is harder because as soon as you pick 2, you're saying you don't like it.
Yeah,
or
exactly.
If you pick 4, you're saying you do like it.
Yeah. I've never heard of a rating system 1 to 4. That's probably why I didn't think of 1 to 4. I've got one here calling Chad out. I don't know if we want to do that publicly, but
that's okay.
You're okay?
Yeah, of course.
Jeremiah Adams 42 says, does the landscape daddy ever respond to DMs? He's never answered any of my questions.
I've got like 15 messages that are like, it always has somewhere between the number 10 and 20 in there that are unanswered, and sometimes they just get pushed to the bottom of the pile. It's nothing personal by any means. I'll look those up and get back to you sometime.
What you should have said was ask better questions. You'll get a response.
I don't even know what the questions are. Maybe I haven't read them. Maybe that's the problem. So.
I'm better at responding to DMs than I am. Well, I don't get as many as you guys, but I'm better at responding to DMs than I am at responding to text messages.
Cool. Not me.
Yeah, I'm actually the same way.
A full-time job responding to people on Instagram.
Currently, I have 62 missed text messages or unresponded to text messages and 23 unanswered or returned phone calls.
Well, but you picked up for me today when I called you.
And I called you back.
Ooh. Yeah, you did.
And I called you back too. Yes, I did. Yeah.
In my time of distress.
In your time of distress, I answered the phone and I called you back. I knew if you were calling me, it was probably important.
Well, it's not important for you, but it was important for me.
No, I just meant important. Yeah, important in general.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. The first time you called me, I was because in the middle of all the, anyways, the chaos that was today.
Well, while we're on the topic of you guys calling each other, which I guess I missed out on, I don't know. The Brickworks says, are your wives jealous of this 3-way bromance that you guys got?
I get a comment every once in a while about how my podcast tonight. I don't have much for myself. No, it's not malicious by any means. But,
yeah.
I think that between Kelly and Paisley, they're always like, oh, you're doing the pod. Even I don't think there's no. They might poke at me, but there's nothing malicious there. No.
For me, it's because I'm always doing an interview or this podcast or something else, so my voice is always going in our small condo. So that would be the only comment that. Sometimes people get sick of my voice.
Sometimes you learn more from listening, Mike.
Let's see here. Main Stonescapes asks, what do you guys give yourselves for a salary? Getting right down to it, personal.
You're talking about like from the company or from the podcast? Because from the podcast, again, there's no sponsors and the salary is zero. I'm just saying.
But
Like-
coming up with that VIP NOFH code that you can use to get your tickets to H&A, we might just be on our way to giving ourselves a $10 salary.
I don't have a lot of faith in that because these people already fucked you once. And when these people fuck you once, it's their fault. But when they fuck us this time, it's really going to be our fault.
I feel like I dragged you guys into this.
That's okay. I like sharing the VIP code. Makes me feel important and good about myself because we have a VIP code to an event that none of us have. Oh no, you went, Mike.
Yeah, I did.
The Chad and I have never attended. I didn't even know you could fucking drive there.
Well, we're going in a couple months.
They did reach out to me and ask if they want if they've got guests that they can send on our podcast or whatever to help promote H&A and stuff like that. They seem to be taking it a little bit more serious. So
Oh, why don't they send us some guests? I really want to talk to people that can help promote H&A on our podcast.
yeah.
Have these people listened to the podcast?
They
Who are
did
these
not
guests?
listen to this podcast.
I would bet that one of these guests is that pave tool dude with the edging that they're going to use to promote. Can we see if that guy's one of the guests that will come on? What the fuck is that guy's name? I don't even know.
Phil
Baylor?
Phil Beller.
Phil Bellin. Yeah. I don't
Baylor
even know the
Brothers.
guy's name.
Some of the stuff is all right, but they got rid of my favorite tool.
What was that?
This brick picker upper or
Tongs?
something. The what?
Tongs? The brick tongs?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
So now
You
they
can
have
get
like
them
a
for cheap.
modified version of them, but they
Mm.
don't have the one that we bought years and years ago. We can't get it anymore.
Hmm.
So yeah, we had to buy those cheap ones. We'll see how good those are. But on them, it's got something like 5-year warranty, like stamped right on them. Like,
Oh yeah.
but these things are $20 a piece. Who needs
Yeah.
a 5-year warranty on them?
Yeah. In terms of giving yourselves a salary, I usually I don't tell people what I give myself as a salary, but when you're budgeting, always try to budget for what you should be paying yourself. I don't care what people pay themselves, but that's what I always tell people.
I'm the lowest paid employee at our company
Really?
by far. It's not even close.
I
Because
take.
I don't.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Sorry, I only take what I need, and I don't really need any money because I don't really buy anything or do anything. So, and I wear the same great T-shirt every day, so I don't have to make a decision.
I take $1,000 a week, and my wife takes $750 a week or so. So the family takes $1,700 a week, and I take the rest in perks. I get my truck paid for, obviously, and my phone, and what more could you need? You know, we live a fairly modest lifestyle, I think. We try and put as much away as we can.
Yeah, so I will say this about this whole thing. That's one of the things that fucked me in the winter.
Taking too
Because
much?
no, taking so little.
Oh,
Because when we were super fucked in the winter from the many people who didn't pay it, well, the one main person who didn't pay us plus other people, and then it didn't snow, so we had no cash flow in the winter. We wanted to take like a line of credit against the house just to get through the winter or whatever, right? And our house, I think we owe like 120 grand on it, and it's worth like $900,000. And they wouldn't loan us any money because Kelly and I don't make any money. Like it should have been an automatic loan. Like it should have been automatic. Like I wanted like $50,000. Like I was looking for $500,000. I was looking for like $50,000. And they were like, nope. And so the danger of not paying yourself enough that's the pitfall of it. Like the pitfall of only taking what you need is that should you ever need to borrow money against something, like they're just like, yeah, you don't make any money, so we can't lend you any money because how are you going to pay it back? Which in the bank's defense makes sense, I guess. Like, but I'm saying if I don't give you 50 grand, you get to take my house. But why wouldn't you take that deal if you're a bank?
Right.
Like you're in the what?
Do you take a bonus at all from the company?
No, I never take anything.
Mike, nothing?
No, nothing. No. I take enough money to.
Huh? Why?
I don't buy any. Like I don't buy anything. I don't do anything. I don't. If I needed, like say I suddenly needed some money, then I would take some. But I take less now, significantly less now. Probably less than half of what I made when I worked at Conperm.
Here's how much I don't understand this whole system. In the spring, whenever my accountant came at us with a $60,000 tax bill, I'm like, how do we get this tax bill down? He's like, well, you can pay yourself a bonus. I'm like, okay, sure. He's like, you have to write yourself a $125,000 bonus. Like, how does that make any sense? And then he says, you have to put some in RSPs. And then I'm like, we can't write ourselves a $125,000 personal bonus. Like, I need that money to operate my business. And he goes, well, you've got to loan it back to the business after. I'm like, this thing is way over my head. You guys tell me what I need to do to save money, and that's what I'll do.
Mm.
Like, there are smarter people than me that need to be looking after my money. I just do not understand any of it. How that makes any sense to me, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not good at that either. So I agree with you. Anyways, the pitfall of this is that you get fucked when you try to go to the bank. That's the pitfall of not paying yourself very much.
Yeah. Along those same lines, Tom Brown's Life asks, how long did it take you to realize making a profit is not a sin?
That was in it from the beginning. Like, I wanted to make sure I had all the right tools and stuff, but after that, show me the money.
I think that it takes a long time to ask enough to. I don't know if it took me a long time to realize that I need, like, all the things that I knew I was going to do anyways, I needed to charge for them. You know, like things that I knew I was going to have to do anyways, I needed to charge. Like, it took a very long time to figure out that there's things that are going to happen no matter what you do, and you have to charge for those things. And you're going to get beat by people who believe that those things aren't going to happen. It's like if you do a job, if you're pricing a job and you don't allow for every day for someone to clean up the road, you're going to clean up the fucking road anyways. It's going to happen.
Absolutely.
Every day you're going to clean up the fucking road.
Yeah.
So if when you're pricing something, you don't allow any hours or budget for cleaning up the road on a big job, like on a small job, like whatever, if you're there for 2 days, it's like, but if you're on a big job for a long time, you know, you cannot allow for cleaning up the road, but you're going to clean the road.
Yeah.
And that's, and so that's, just maybe it's not a good, but it's an example of something where I wouldn't have necessarily, it's like I allowed something for cleaning up the boulevard sod at this job, residential job that we were actually on site today. 10 years ago, I might have thought, oh, we won't fuck up that boulevard sod, knowing that we're going to fuck up the boulevard sod. But I just would have said, yeah, boulevard sod's going to be fine. Little topsoil, little grass seed. No, there's like 1,000 trips over the boulevard sod. It's fucked already. Day one, fucked. Needs to be replaced. At 50, I allow to fix the boulevard sod. At 30, I would have said, we'll go down the sidewalk and across the driveway. Fuck that up, because that's cheaper than like it just. I think I don't know if I was always trying to make a profit from day one, but I think that I just learned to be more inclusive of things and try to say that's going to happen, so I better bill for it. And then I still, though, there's days where I don't bill. When I'm doing an estimate, there's days where I'm like, we're going to have to hope for the best on this because we need a job. We're going to use Chad's theory of let's get the job and then figure out how to get it done.
So, 2 comments on that. First, we had a client a couple of years ago. She wrote us a review. She says they even cleaned up the road at the end of the day. Like, I didn't know that was optional to clean up the road at the end of the day. You know, like, I think you would have been cursing me out if I didn't, you know, but like, I've never been at a job where cleaning up after yourself is optional. It's always just been the way. But maybe that's not the case for all landscape contractors. What was the second thing you said? Or I said? Or I wanted to say?
You said 2 things.
My what, sorry?
You said 2 things, and then you just told us one thing. There's something else.
I forgot. What's the last thing you said, Mike?
PK?
PK, sorry.
I was talking about how there's just things that you're gonna. I was talking about
boulevard sod.
Fucking up the boulevard sod. Yeah.
Oh, I got it. So I was at this big, like we were picking up paperwork for our monster retaining walls that we're building all over the city, and he's like, "Oh, while you're here, we got this other job. It's lift and relay pavers, 30 grand or whatever." Like, great, awesome. He's like, I think that's a little high. I said, no, I was low bid with a bunch of other guys too, so that's the right price. He goes, well, I'm gonna quit my job and just do lift and relays then. And he's like this monster construction guy, right? And then, well, I said, yeah, it's not all that great. And he goes, yeah, those bricks are pretty big though, eh? I said, I don't know, I haven't looked at them. It's like, you bid it without looking at it? I said, yeah, if I look at it, then I realize how much work it is, and then I bid high and lose the job. Yeah. So I have to bid it sight unseen. Mm-hmm. He's like, and the woman who is the wife of the owner of the construction company, so I guess she's the owner too, right? She goes, that's the most backwards logic I've ever heard. Said, well, at least I didn't lose the job, right?
Yep.
Now I just have to figure out how to do it faster because I already have the good price. If I didn't get it, someone else would have got it. And they would have figured out how to do it faster. So now we hire a couple brick lifters and they make $20 an hour or whatever, lifting brick all day. And then we go in and slam it back in. Job done.
Nice.
So it's all about not looking at the project before you send out the bids. If there's a drawing, don't open it. Just go straight for the RFQ numbers.
Is that the Caleb's Corner?
This week has been a long. Paisley played her team's finals on Tuesday night in London, and we got home at 2:00 in the morning.
Wow!
And got up at 4:15. And then last night she was backing up at the League One Premier Finals. And so we got home at 12. So I haven't slept much this week, and I've been super busy. And in the midst of all of this, Jack was pricing this retaining wall that's like worth 170 grand. And he texted me this morning, we got to talk about this retaining wall. Okay, cool. Let's talk about this retaining wall. And Jack does an amazing job, and he's doing the breakdown, and he's talking about how he got 2 quotes from 2 different suppliers for because it's Ready Rock wall, right? It's some weird.
What we're doing, yeah.
Yeah. So, and they don't actually make their own wall. They have all these people that make the wall.
Oh,
Like they just license other people to make Ready Rock wall. They don't actually make there's no actual manufacturer of it. It's not like all like Block Techo or Conperm or
yeah.
Lock Uni. So he's got 2 quotes and he's reading them to me, and I was like bagged this morning because I had to get up really early this morning because I had to float the buggy in. So I had to be at the yard. I think I was at the yard at like 5:15, 5 o'clock, loading the buggy so that I could get it loaded, get everyone out the door, and then get to where the trucks are leaving from site, and then go from there to the job site. And on my way from getting the truck set up for the day to the job site is when Jack called me, and he's and I'm like, bro, the last wall we bid, the one that we got, he's like, yeah. How much were we as face foot to install that wall? And I don't remember. I think he said we were like $52 a face foot for install. I said, okay, how much are we on this one after materials? Because we're buying this job, we're actually buying the materials. And he says, oh, we're like $60. Okay, we need to make it like $50. Figure out a way to make it $50 because that's how we got the last job. I've never looked at the drawings. I didn't know what the fuck we're doing. I'm just like, this is how we got the last job, and we need this job.
Exactly.
I pulled a Chad.
Yeah. Not as out to lunch as you think.
Well, when Jack and I we did go through it a bit, and he had allowed for all the engineering and all the site visits for compaction. He allowed 7 site visits to test compaction, and he allowed for us to pay for all the engineering for these walls. And I said, okay, get that out of the price because no one else is going to include that shit. And if we're hiring the compaction guy, it's a conflict of interest. Like we can't hire the compaction guy. The client has to hire the compact. Like you can't hire someone to test your work and then pay them. If I was a client, I wouldn't accept that. Because I'm paying this person. So I'm like, hey, I'll pay. You want $50 to do the compaction test? I'll pay you $100 to never show up and lie about it. I'm not saying I would do that, but
that's the concrete over there.
Well, I'm not saying I would do that, but it's in the realm of possibility that could happen. So anyways, Jack backed that stuff out, the cost of it. I said, and just put it in as this is the cost of this if it's required. But get it out of the actual install price because no one else is going to include that fucking shit. And then it's going to make our price high. And so when he pulled that stuff out, our price actually came down to where it should have been.
Perfect.
Yeah.
But
that's using the same theory as you, Chen. Let's get the job and then figure out how the fuck we're going to do it.
my old boss always said, get the job and then figure out how you're going to do it. And he's a very rich man.
Nice. That is profit done. Nerd underscore in underscore the and underscore dirt. Another one. As a business owner, how much should the company pay the owner?
Well,
Because you can afford.
There's people who take as much as physically possible out of the company every day. Right?
Yeah.
And then there's people who don't. I guess it just depends. Like, I prefer to have a company that has cash flow and money in the bank. But then there's people who run their company at zero every day because they withdraw every penny they can out of it every day. You have to decide what kind of business owner you are. When we went through a really, really shitty time, like a super fucking shitty time, ridiculous shitty time that I honestly believe would have put most people out of business, we made it because we're conservative and we had money.
Yeah.
If we had withdrawn every single penny and, let's say, bought a boat or gone swimming with the pigs in Bermuda or gone on a $60,000 fucking ski vacation, or fucked off for whole summers and not focused on anything to do with our business, those are things that might have let us to bankruptcy if we had been taking all the money out of the company every time there was any money. Potentially. So I don't know. I don't subscribe to that, but there are lots of people who do. So
I agree. Like we keep a lot of money. Well, we keep a high bank account to finance our own projects and all this shit. But whenever they hit me with that additional, not just a $60,000 tax bill, a $60,000 tax bill in excess of what we paid quarterly last year, which was already stupid, right? So I'm realizing we're keeping this high, like ultra high cash bill, cash in the bank. Like I'm talking $500,000 in the bank, liquid, ready to go, finance our projects, that sort of thing. But then the government's taking so much of the unspent money every year. I'm like, I could have bought another brand new excavator and kept my money, you know, or at least a portion of my money. But instead, it's going to the government because I didn't spend it. So I'm realizing now I got to walk this line where, okay, we keep money to finance our own jobs, but not enough that we can feed the fucking homeless in Vancouver or something because the government's taking all my money. There's got to be a line there. I just haven't found it yet. Because to me, it's absolutely insane how much money they take.
Are you the highest paid or the lowest paid employee, Mike?
Highest. um,
I guess it depends how you look on it. You're also the lowest paid employee too, are you not?
no, that would be impossible. I'd have to be working less than part-time.
Yeah.
Or just not making money. I don't know.
No, but the hours you put in.
Oh, okay. So yeah, if you
right?
reverse
If you're
engineer it
putting
like
in
that,
100-hour weeks,
right?
making $1,000 a week or whatever, you are probably the lowest paid employee.
Yeah.
Yeah, but is there ever a time when you're not working at all?
No, it's not always on the landscaping business, but there's not a time that I put things down.
Even for like Chad or me, like is there ever a time when you wouldn't answer your phone?
Usually after 7, I won't.
Is there a time when you wouldn't answer your phone, Chad?
No, it's touch and go. Like, am I going to answer this Sunday 6 o'clock phone call? Probably not. But then it follows up with the Sunday 6 o'clock text message, and then it gets your wheels spinning all night, and you're pissed off, and you got to like, what's the issue that it couldn't wait, and you can't relax because there's a crooked paver on a job that's not sanded yet. You know, like, can you ever turn it off? No, I don't think you can turn it off. But I wish clients would have more of a more tact and realize that maybe weekends are off limits. That's one thing I love about commercial work is weekends. Nobody gives a shit what happens.
No one calls you after 5.
No one calls you after 5. Right?
Yeah.
Residential, that is unheard of. You're getting calls morning, night, midday, birthday parties, Christmas Eve, you know. So no, there's never a time when you turn it off. But you can take steps towards commercial contracting where they don't bug you like that.
But that, to your reference about how many hours you put in, that subdivides your $1,000 even more.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're probably way below minimum wage.
Likely. But tell that to half the staff who thinks, well, now you live in this big, beautiful house that we have to look at every day when we come to the yard to work. The big bad boss taking all that, we're getting the boss rich, right? We're making the boss rich. And look at us. Yeah.
New Leaf Ottawa asks, what is the biggest landscape domination trend of 2024?
Domination trend.
I don't know, because it was tilt rotators, it was buggies. I don't know what's the new must have? Is that like the new must have dominate the landscape trend? Like what have you guys seen that's a good question. Like I don't know. Like maybe everyone's so broke in 2024 because there's no fucking work.
The biggest flex.
Yeah, the biggest flex. The biggest flex is I didn't fire half my staff. I don't it's I've found it interesting that when times were really good, there was gurus on every corner because it was easy to guru someone to success. It took no effort. They just had to exist. But now that times are bad, really bad, in my newsfeed, every guru has dried up and gone away.
Yeah.
Because when times are bad, it's hard to guru people to success. You would think that it would be, if gurus were actually teaching people valuable things, you'd think it would be the opposite. There'd be a lot more people like signing up for guru stuff during bad times, hoping to get the knowledge or the information that will help them. But the gurus aren't available during bad times because it's too hard. It's hard work to help people during bad times. It's hard work to turn people's businesses around during bad times. And
that's true.
The average guru doesn't do any work. So it's also hard to make your guru business look like your guruing landscape business look like it's successful when you don't have any work. Yeah.
And marketers are out in full force now. Not that they weren't before, but even harder now. They all got AI in their names.
Yeah.
Did you see the video I made of the plastic bag sign?
Yeah, I did see that. That was good.
Like if you're hiring your Google Ads guy from a plastic bag sign because he's so shit at Google Ads, he can't find his own clients on Google Ads. He's putting plastic bag signs out. Like,
yeah,
I saw that and I said, bro, you're so shitty at Google Ads that you can't find your own clients on Google Ads. If you need plastic bag signs, you can't possibly help me market my business. You can provide me with no help on Google Ads. Anyways, I thought that I have had a lot of, you know who called me yesterday? Meta.
Ooh. Meta. Was it actually Meta?
Yeah. I have a very successful Instagram account and they want to help me.
Ooh.
So they were asking me about my account and
can you give us your password?
No, they did not ask for it. It was a legit Meta person. And she said I need to use. She said, I've I guess they have to watch. So what happened was this thing popped up in my DMs from Meta that said, "Do you want to have a consultation with a Meta expert?" And I filled out the form or whatever. And she had watched my account. And she said, "I really like your dill pickle reviews." I said, "Oh, thanks. They don't bring in any business." She's like, "What's your goals with your account?" I'm like, "I don't know, nothing. Have you watched it?" She says that I need to use more hashtags than the Paver King helps hashtag. She said the Paver King helps hashtag isn't helping you at all. I'm like, well, it's the only one I use. I can't be bothered to type in the rest. But I guess Meta is struggling, so they're trying to help me.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm sure their ad spend's down.
When really it should be up.
In reality, people should market when things get tough, but that's usually the first thing that gets cut.
I feel like it shouldn't be the first thing that gets cut.
Yeah. Landscape domination trend. We didn't come to a conclusion on that, eh? There's the fall of the guru, the rise of the marketer.
Fall of the guru, rise of the marketer. I haven't. That's an interesting question because I haven't seen any new. I have seen a lot of landscape companies start doing land clearing.
Huh.
I have seen a lot of companies around here start saying we're going to be a land clearing company. Probably because it's similar equipment.
It's similar, but it's not like that. The size of equipment is just insanely different for land clearing than it is for residential patios.
There's a lot of people doing land clearing with an 8-ton and a SBL 97.
Really?
Yeah, they buy those bush things and there's things you can put on your 8-ton that'll crush a tree in 30 seconds.
Yeah. The guys around here go at it with like 20-ton shovels and just attack it full force. Maybe we have more land to clear here. But
there's definitely more land to clear.
Yeah, big time here. Like you got set right up. If you're doing that, you're a drainage guy. Like a tile bed drainage guy doing fields with monster those those giant rolls of Big O.
Yeah.
Out on the back of the transport trucks. I don't know how they get them off. They're just huge. They're huge. Like you would be crushed if you tried to roll that off the truck.
You're talking people doing like farm fields, drainage in farm fields.
Yeah, tile drainage field.
So
go ahead.
I don't know if there is a big trend.
Yeah. This is the settle down year, perhaps. One last question, and then I do have a list of references from the video that actually Stefan sent me. Some of them we actually missed and got wrong even, so we'll go through that quick. Chima Bob, what's more important to the industry right now, sick ad campaigns or sick products? What's more important to the industry right now? I have seen a rise in videos, reels that are higher production, I would say, from not only manufacturers, but also hardscapers, pool installers.
Yeah, I've seen some really like insanely produced videos of people. I saw this one. I don't know if it was one of you guys sent it to me or someone else. It was this insanely produced video of these two people lifting and relaying and doing a shitty job of it of interlock.
Yeah, I sent you that. Matt from Hardscape Ottawa sent me that one.
The production level of that video was nuts, like nuts. Like it was like you guys aren't even doing this right or doing a good job. Like the production level of this video though is off the charts. Like, you probably paid $5,000 for that video of you doing a $300 job.
Leveling each paver with a string line level. Like
really?
Torpedo level. It was a string line level. I've never seen it before.
That's great.
Yeah.
I think it's, honestly, I don't think it's the year for crazy products.
No.
I sold a job with Flora. You know that fancy
stick?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
How the hell did you do that?
They chose it and they said, we want this fireball too. It's like some Techoblock gas fireball or something like that.
It matches it?
Yeah.
Which is like smooth concrete.
Yeah, it's just something in the catalog. And then I sent it to my gas guy. He's like, can you send me the spec on this? He's like, this thing is a piece of shit. As the gas guy, like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It could be great, And he's like, no, this thing's like, ugh. He's like,
there goes that sponsorship.
Like, it's already delivered. Like, I'm not saying it's shit. I have no input. I probably won't touch the thing other than to get it to site. Gas guy will unwrap it. It could be great for all I know. The important thing is it's what the client asked for. Right? And who am I to tell them what?
You're probably the only person that bought Flora, so you can probably get into the catalog with it.
Oh yeah.
The This is going in front of the guy's shed. Yeah.
It's like what, 16 square feet or something?
No, it's like 400 square feet of this stuff.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah.
So he's gonna be running a lawnmower up and down it.
Yeah, well, you can, I guess, right?
I like that stuff, actually. I think it's kind of neat.
It's neat looking. It
It's
costs more
neat.
than
I
my
don't like it
porcelain
though.
tile job.
Does
That's
it?
what?
More than my porcelain tile job.
Wow.
You bet that one wasn't low 20s. 21.
All right, Mike, you have 5 minutes to read the references.
All right, I'm gonna run through these references here. H&A was the first one, makes sense. 9-year warranty, we saw that. Distribution center, we saw that written. Feral Pelican, yep. Lunchbox falling out of the truck. I did see that, but I didn't realize what that was from. But I think one of you guys had.
That happened to my life, in my actual life. Yeah.
We got cash grass or ass, soil clipboards. So that's what it was, the soil clipboards. Wet ass. That's what the waterfall on the seat was.
Wet ass, got it.
Oh,
yeah.
You can't handle the ass sweat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
32 bucket on a 34 machine. Oh, okay. So so the bucket was smaller than the tracks.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
NDL financing, we got that. Grooves, we got that. Guillotine. Chad, yeah, we got the skirt. Distribution center. Yeah, decks, build patios, polysand in the shade. Oh, the polysand bags were in the shade.
That can't work for sure then.
Geo Ripper saw on wheels. Feather mic. I didn't see the feather mic.
I didn't see it either. I'm gonna watch the video again though.
Yeah. Chinese excavator / skid. Yep. How you surround yourself with, yes. Chain replacement chainsaw. Yep. Software, double guard.
Oh, so that's why all those chains were laying on the ground, because that's the reference to me saying, fuck sharpening the chain, we'll just keep buying more.
Yeah.
I forgot.
Double guards, empanadas, pickled eggs, martini mixed rotator, City of Oshawa, low 20s, bin trucks, roll-off bins, shuffle your way out of a bad price, no value, 10x, interlock Ian, Caleb's Corner, energy drinks, meats. That's the pile of energy drinks and meat sticks. I didn't see the meat sticks, I don't think. Here's one I didn't see, brain fluid.
Oh, I want to watch this video again. I want to see the brain fluid.
Cash rebates, Chad chokes cats. What's that from?
I choked cats?
Yeah, there's a reference there of Chad chokes cats. What's that from?
The guys I worked with choked a cat.
Oh, okay.
Did I tell you that story?
I can't remember. I don't remember
the
chokes cats.
A feral cat got in his house.
Yeah.
And it was running around the house and he was trying to catch this cat, and it like clawed into the front screen of his front door. So he reached around and grabbed it, but it turned around and bit him in the hand. And he couldn't come to work for a week because he had like cat
babies
or like poison or something, right? They'll fuck you up. Like they have really dirty mouths. So yeah, he came after a week. He came to work with like this big cast on. He might have had one of those pick lines where they have to give you the fanny pack where they you have to be on some sort of medication all the time.
So he choked the cat out.
He choked the cat. I don't know for how long, if it bit you back, but I don't know. Maybe that's it.
I don't feel like I've heard that story before.
No, I don't think so either. Freedom Oppression Summit, chain pull. Yeah, we got that. Disrupt. I don't know what that's disrupt. Where that was. Sponsors.
Disruptors.
Yeah, I know that. I don't know where it was in the video.
Oh,
the disrupt. Sponsors, take massive action. We got that. 30-second food reviews.
I saw that.
Bagels, and that was it.
See the bagels.
Double Garth is number 50. So there was 50 different references that he thinks that's all there was there. 50 full references.
That's cool.
So, thank you so much. Yeah.
Sorry, today is a double Garth situation.
Well, that's episode 201 in the books, guys. Thank you for continuing to hold on to me on this podcast. Can't believe I haven't been cut yet, but I appreciate that.
We would never cut you, Mike. That would be the end of the book. Why would we cut you?
Yeah.
I think after 200 episodes, am I still the most likely to get us sued?
Maybe we should do a repoll eventually.
A repoll, yeah. After 200 episodes, is Favorite King still the most likely to get us sued? Is this going to have the outro music?
Yeah, this is going to be the first episode with the intro and outro music for the worst hour.
All right. Coming back from 201. This is 201 signing off to our lizard overlords.
Thank you for watching. Yeah, those people run the world. They're so impressive. What a bunch of freaks.